Okay. So, how many of you have played a free game on your phone? I have. Have you played Clash of Clans, Candy Crush, League of Legends Wild Rift, Angry Birds, Flappy Bird, anything? If you have, then great. You know that these games aren't free, right? They're free to download, they're free to play, but they have microtransactions. And those microtransactions give you more lives, more levels, they give you more items in the game so you can be better if it's a competitive game. And these like microtransactions make the game not really free. Now how many of you have bought this these microtransactions? I have. I've bought a lot of them, a good portion of them. I've easily spent over $1,000 on microtransactions in my entire life, easy, like without fail. And you're like, wow, 1,000 for one guy, for me? Yes, for me. Now imagine how much some of these people with real jobs and like they make like real money. Imagine how much they spend on microtransactions if they have the same problem that I do and other people do. Imagine how much they spend every single day. Imagine how much money these companies make. It's crazy, right? So whenever a company puts out this free game, why does it make so much money? Well, for games on the App Store, like Clash of Clans, Angry Birds, Candy Crush, just to name a few, is the children will buy microtransactions. And those kids who are unadulterated or like watched, they just buy it. Parents' credit cards already linked on the phone. They just buy it. It's like, oh, it's a $5 charge. It'll be fine. I'll just tell them not to do it again. But if you take the $5 charge 1,000 times, it's $5,000. In 2022, in the first quarter of the year, Apple, just Apple, made $12.9 billion dollars on the iOS store. $12.9 billion dollars. And they have less than 15% of the world's market shares for mobile gaming. They made $12.9 billion dollars. It's ridiculous, isn't it? So these games that are on the phone that can just be purchased by just freely downloaded by kids and purchased just purchase microtransactions with no limit. And in 2020, TikTok was the highest grossing app on the App Store, and PUBG Mobile was the highest grossing game. A free to play game and a free to download app were the highest grossing apps. Now, TikTok works on ad revenue, but PUBG Mobile does not work on ad revenue. They work on microtransactions. Now you're like, oh, well, I don't buy game like stuff like that on my phone. I buy stuff like for like my computer, like games like Overwatch, League of Legends, CS:GO, Valorant, Team Fortress 2, literally any game with a loot box system, Battlefield, Battlefront, the new CODs. And it's like, why? And like, they're all just cosmetic, right? They're all literally just cosmetic. So why do people buy them? Well, people buy them because they like to. It's fun. It's gambling. It's legal underage gambling. So if you're of age and you've ever gambled and you've ever like struck it rich, you felt that exhilaration before, right? You felt it. Like, it's fun. If you ever played poker with your friends and you just pulled something out on the river and you just got a royal flush, it's fun. It's exciting because it's rare. Now, from Mr. HS Ryder reviews, is that players really start to spend their money when they try to get that rare item that no one else has. It gives that feeling of adrenaline, and it's like winning a 777 on a slot machine. And that is exactly what it is. That is exactly what it is. And now, League of Legends is a huge, absolutely huge game overseas, and they made $2.1 billion in 2017 from microtransactions. It is a completely free game. I play League of Legends, and I spent over $100 on League already. And that's according to Statista, and they do stats for almost everything, and they're a fantastic website. And now there can be a problem with microtransactions, is that they're fine when they're just in the game, and when they're monitored and they're controlled, but just like gambling, As soon as it becomes a problem, it's a really big problem. So whenever people buy microtransactions, whenever people have access to them, the point is to play responsibly, right? So, but if you can't play responsibly, who's going to stop you? It's on your phone, it's on your computer, it's on your PlayStation, it's on your Xbox. It's literally in your house. It's literally a slot machine in your house. So, one thing that is a sign of addicted gambling is you're trying to control or cut back or stop gambling without success, which is a quote by the Mayo Clinic, and they do health stuff and they're certified. They know what they're talking about. But whenever you have a gambling problem, but it's not a gambling problem because you're not gambling, right? You're just buying loot boxes, but you're gambling, you're rolling on a chance. So hopefully with all this information, you will be able to make a better decision when you're making microtransactions. Like, do I really want this? Do I really need this? Is this just chancing it? Like, am I wasting all my money? It's all that. And you guys, you'll be fine. You guys are adults. You know what you're doing. And I wanted just everybody to learn. It's like, hey, how to manage your money, be responsible, just do everything right. Don't be a statistic. Try to be better than being a statistic. I'm a statistic. A lot of people who are going to watch are a statistic, and just being a part of it and experiencing the worst part of it and the best parts of it have made me more knowledgeable on the subject. Being a part of two extremes is just much better, even though it's technically worse, but it's good. It's good enough. And then you can like tie, and it's like it's okay. It's okay to make a microtransaction. It's just fun. Like, now personally, I do not advocate gambling, but if you gamble for fun, you don't lose your house. You lose like $100. You lose like $50 every like weekend or something. Who cares? It's not your problem. But when you're dropping thousands and thousands, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's bad. Personally, me, I would never gamble at a casino. I've gambled plenty of times online. Um, just think the next time before you spend $2, $3 on something that you don't need, because of $2 to $3. If ever 1,000 people do it, $2,000 to $3,000. If 100 million people do it, 200 to 300 million. Just think. Just use your head. You have one for a good reason. Thank you.